Nu metal was a subgenre of metal that came out of nowhere in the 1990s and took the world by storm. But just as quickly as it blew up, it came crashing down just a few years later. Until now, we are NeoPunkFM, and we go to internet music concerts and document the people. And since nu metal is getting popular on the internet, we knew we had to go to the most hyped nu metal festival of the year, Sick New World. But before we could go, we first had to know what we were getting into. So we called up a nu metal expert, Mckenty.
Do you want me to be funny or not? As far as the legacy of nu metal goes, it's interesting because at the time, it was easily like the most hated genre of music on the planet. It was for like reject, white trash losers who smoked meth in a trailer with their parents. Like, this is how people thought of it, or like the dude bros like Fred Durst. Again, I'm not calling him that, but that's how people thought about him at the time. But the idea that it would be friendly to the type of, non-binary colored hair zoomer that's into it now, like, those people would be terrified of going to a nu metal show back then. Now, the legacy of nu metal, I think, is super positive. Nu metal has gone from despised to now, like, pretty much universally loved. There's a couple distinct branches of nu metal. One is sort of methy, raver, dirtbag sort of branch of it, which I would say Korn sort of falls under that. There's the more like skater branch of it, is the Limp Bizkit branch. And then there's the guys in jumpsuits branch of it, which would be like Slipknot and Mushroom Head. Gen Z has kind of collapsed it into just sort of this overall Y2K bucket. I think people need to fucking move on and find something else to be into, but I don't think they will, because nu metal was the last time that metal was, that popular. So I think people are going to be fixated on nu metal probably forever. I think rock is done evolving and nu metal is its final form.
We're going to Las Vegas.
Geared the frick up. Armed with Finn's knowledge, we packed our bags and headed to sunny Las Vegas.
The furthest out west I've ever been in the country in my life.
Our goal of this expedition was not only to document the festival, but also to understand the exodus of 3 decades of alternative kids coming to live out their dreams. But first, we met some local skaters. How old are y'all guys?
I'm 14.
I'm 15.
I'm 16.
So what do y'all do like out here up in Vegas?
Here we just like skating.
Fuck strippers, do coke,
Yeah, what inspired y'all style with the baggy jeans and like the half cap shoes and all that?
Just kind of 80s skating, Yeah, half caps.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the 80s.
Like people like all that like Y2K, like kind of like Deftones type shit. Like how does that resonate over here?
It's very common. Everywhere you turn, you're gonna see a teen dressing like us. It's just the normal,
Why are you guys like into nu metal? Like why does it resonate with you guys? Like what does it mean to you guys? Like what does it speak to you?
It kind of stuck with me growing up, being born in Vegas and everything. It's just kind of what I've been around my whole life, really.
It kind of like helps forget about things, and like I think it's better than most music tastes. I don't really like that country or rap.
What kind of like feelings are you trying to like escape from or run from, or like that make you to do like crazy shit?
I think just pressures from everyone, just expecting a lot from you. Recently, my brother, he got arrested, but he got released, I believe, November. But it was just really abusive at home, and it just helped getting out of the house, skating, especially listening to music as well.
Same here, actually. I really enjoy skating. It takes my mind off of all the issues in life, everything going on. When I skate, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just having a good time. I'm chilling. I'm not dealing with all the home problems, the school problems, nothing.
Where do you think like the new generation is like taking it? Where do you see it going?
I think I see it going just kind of falling in the wrong hands, because I feel like a lot of people recently, they don't do it because they like the music. They just like the attention from it, honestly.
They listen to it and they enjoy it because it's popular, not because they like it.
I think honestly, just be yourself. Whatever you find comfortable, whatever like suits you, I think you should go for it and not thrive to be like other people.
I'd say whatever you enjoy, continue doing it. Even if it is shitty country music, if that's what makes you happy, keep doing it.
Yeah, what's up, dude? What's up, bro?
What's up?
While we were here, we met up with some fans.
It's good, man.
So I don't know if you guys are down, but maybe I could take you guys to like the venue where we do like the shows.
They showed us a nearby punk venue and explained the local lore.
See how there's like right here usually the bands play where the
Yeah.
is, and then everyone just starts talking to each other right there.
So good. We're underground, so we didn't have all our permits and
Yeah, I got you. Do you mind if we... No, go ahead. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I remember these walls, they had hella holes in them. This one too had a huge ass hole. And then people usually just like right here in the corner. So right here usually with the kids. And we just like sauce on each other.
We were gonna try to do a skateboard
Yeah.
event, because we have like, if you look,
Yeah.
this whole lot.
Yeah.
We have a skate festival, a whole bunch of bands like from everywhere.
Is there a way to like donate it to it if you want to like put money?
Yeah. 1038 on Main on at IG.
We gotta love supporting, I don't know, local. It's the best. It's what keeps everything alive.
Welcome to great sexual health care, finally. The hills are alive with the sound of nu metal. The entire city is awake. Everyone is walking to the festival. I think half the people in Las Vegas are here for this. Every like speaker system that's set up on the sidewalk is playing nu metal. It's a beautiful sight to see.
That's where all the sick new performers are going to be playing for the sick new audience. There's going to be a lot of sick new mosh pits, a lot of sick new refreshments. You know, I'm really just looking forward to understanding the mind of the kind of people that want to come to a nu metal festival. We saw the line build up 2 hours before doors opened. There were 80,000 people.
Sick new world! What does nu metal mean to you?
Not giving a
To not give a
Remember that time you're on your Xbox in the lobby yelling out racial slurs, drinking Mountain Dew Code Red because that's all you had, while your mom was making you pizza rolls and you ran down your carpeted steps? That's what nu metal is to me.
Why do you think all the Y2K stuff is coming back?
This nostalgia fucking rules.
Normalizes dressing like a freak, so I'm happy about it.
Nu metal sucks ass. If you look around, everybody here's just having a good time and fucking partying.
The crowd ranged from internet kids that weren't even alive when these bands were popular. How old are you?
I'm 18.
To old heads that had their songs on CDs.
Been a fan all my life. I remember first time I heard Korn. You know, when you're a musician, you never stop idolizing the people that turned you on to what the you do. So,
how do you guys feel about old heads?
Old heads.
So what exactly was the first memory of listening to nu metal?
Honestly, Linkin Park. My brother, he was really into Linkin Park, so whenever we would be in the car together, I remember like we were going to the zoo or some shit, and he was just playing Linkin Park, and like I always just loved it.
I grew up, my brother had a knockoff iPod, and it was preloaded with, you know, all Slipknot, Korn, System of a Down and everything.
Wallet chains, spiked bleached tips, our ex-boyfriends.
How do you feel like non-fans of nu metal, like back in the day when it was popular, like kind of sort of viewed it and sort of viewed the fans?
Maybe like edgy, perhaps self-indulgent, I'd say. I think you should just approach things with an open mind. A lot of this music, growing up, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But I think you just have to give yourself a chance and like let yourself just experience those new facets of life for sure.
They probably think we're all posers now because we didn't live it like they did, but we're here, so fuck y'all.
It seems like a lot of like kids our age basically are like getting turned on to this kind of music. How do you feel about that?
I mean, as long as you're getting exposed to new music, you know. You don't want to listen to Olivia Rodrigo all day.
And we wanted to talk to all of them. But we started with the crowd we were most familiar with.
What's up, NeoPunk?
What are you most excited to see about at the Death Grips show?
I'm most excited for the pit at Death Grips, you know, do some two-stepping. I'm a two-stepper. When I get into that Death Grips mosh pit, though, I'm just going to start seeing red. I want to come out of here with an injury, you know?
And so what exactly is your mosh pit game plan for the show at the Death Grips?
Fling my fucking arms around, just try to punch people. I want to get punched, too. I want to get injured.
A lot of people seem to want to get injured at the Death Grips show. Why do you guys think that is?
It's very iconic.
Triangle!
Bam, hit him with the triangle.
I got you.
What goes through your head when you listen to Death Grips?
Oh no, hot hit, oh no.
Gore porn, like honestly, that's like just insane fucking energy is just blasting through my mind at all times.
How long have you been waiting to see Death Grips live?
I've been waiting for about 3 years to see Death Grips live. They came to Ohio, but I missed it because I was too young and my parents thought it was too crazy.
What fuels your anger in your day-to-day life that causes you to wild out?
Customers, they fucking suck.
I don't know, just my discomfort with like talking to people and like really just my autism in general.
How do you guys think Death Grips fits into this world, this sick new world of nu metal?
Death Grips offers a new branch of nu metal, almost that chaos core, you know?
They're here to fuck shit up, so.
How was it in there?
It was fucking fantastic. I lost my bone though. It was fucking crazy. Spin kick, punch. I don't give a
Pretty wild. Somebody lost their entire bag of kettle cooked Lay's jalapeno flavor. Went everywhere.
Even though the people attending this festival had plenty to say about the current state of nu metal, we were curious to hear an artist's perspective. So we talked to an emerging internet famous band that was put on the lineup more for their popularity with the youth than their relation to nu metal.
So how do you guys feel about being at this festival?
I'm not sure we exactly fit in. We felt a bit odd going on. We're a little bit different from the other acts, but you know what? Like, people came out and watched it and they seemed to like it. They were out in the crowd and I was like, I think some of the guys were out. I was like, you're in the crowd and you were like almost crowd surfing. They go, yeah, because I love the band, and I find that really hard to believe. It collides with people's interests of like, I like music, I like watching Dragon Ball or whatever, I like video games, and most of these bands were on the soundtrack to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Very true.
And we didn't get anything thrown at us, so that was good.
Love that it's over now and we get to enjoy the rest of the festival, but yeah. It's been a blast.
What's like your ideal like date with like a first date with like a woman? Pegged. How many times have you gotten pegged before?
2, 3.
Do you feel like the world is a better place since you've grown up and are now seeing this festival, or has it like changed a lot for you?
The world is definitely not a better place. It just keeps getting worse.
There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of different things. I guess you could say worse.
I'm scared when I wake up. I'm fearful of walking outside. And so I definitely think worse. I mean, I don't think there's any denying that. I don't think you can make a sound, logical, sane argument for anything otherwise.
What would you say is like the most punk thing y'all have ever done?
The most punk thing I could think of is when I was in 5th grade with the homies. We used to sneak DVDs into our school restroom. We used to watch Saw movies. Teacher would catch us, we would get detention. That's punk.
What got me into rock really was fucking WWE SmackDown.
If you like nu metal, I'm sorry, I don't think we'll be very good friends relatively.
What is it, the aesthetic or the sound for you? Like, what is it?
Considering I don't know what it is, I just don't like it.
Are you gonna go see Deftones?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I literally saw a guy with Deftones. He's picking up chicks like left and right. He smelled like shit though.
What was one of like the best memories growing up listening to like nu metal?
Yeah, I think definitely Around the Fur for me by Deftones. Just used to like skateboard around town listening to that shit. It's got like a good place in me, you know? It's very nostalgic for me.
I think nu metal, the fact that it's coming back, whether it be all girls finding Deftones on TikTok, it could be a good thing. We just gotta see what people put out.
I DJ'd at a club where Deftones played their Adrenaline tour. They were nobodies at that time, and now there's such, staples in the music industry.
We are so far away from the stage because Deftones is about to come on in 10 minutes, and it's got to be 30,000 people, 40,000 people are already here, dude.
Bitches love this shit.
Now that they're playing the anthem, everybody's losing their mind.
Losing their mind.
But Deftones was only the third biggest act of the night.
My introduction to nu metal was in 1995 when I went to go see Sick of It All, and opening for them was a band that I had never heard of called Korn. And they got on stage and they were dressed like ravers because they were wearing big pants and Adidas tracksuits, and they had the dreads and all that kind of stuff. Nobody in metal or hardcore or anything looked like that, so I was like, number one, what's going on here? Why do these people look like this? Number two, I never really heard anything that sounded like that. And they just had that really unique, super sludgy sound, and Jonathan went crazy on stage, and he was sweating so much that I thought he peed his pants, but in hindsight, I think it was actually sweat. Korn was constantly on TRL. For anybody who doesn't know, TRL was MTV's daily video countdown show where viewers would pick the top rated video of the day. Usually one of the boy bands like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. This weird combination of like pop, nu metal, and pop punk vying for that top spot. The number 3 spot on TRL they called the corn spot because they would consistently get a lot of votes, but then they would lose to like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys would be number 1 and number 2, which is pretty fucking amazing if you think about it. I mean, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys are 2 of the biggest pop groups of all time. I thought it was awesome.
This was the last show of the night, and it was the most hyped.
Welcome.
Every single person we talked to that day, no matter what their age was so excited to see System show their face and perform for the first time in years.
I want to see a circle pit right fucking over here. Streets are filled with strays. You should have never come to Hollywood. Let me see everybody's hands up in the air. Waving, you just don't care. I was standing on the road, feeling 10 feet tall. Maggots smoking bags on something I wanted to hold it on.
Be good to each other. We love you. Thank you.
It was almost midnight at this point, way past the old heads' bedtimes. 80,000 people began to trudge back to their hotels. We could hear the sound of tennis ball-covered walkers scraping the dry Vegas cement for miles. After a long and arduous journey of nu metal discovery, we had finally headed back to Georgia, where we needed to decompress and talk about our journey to our friend Nick Nocturnal.
Hello, Nick.
Well, it's weird because nu metal, like, first time you hear it, you're probably like, what's happening? And I'm not happy right now. But then you listen to it more, you dig it, and you start to realize these are just dope songs that have sick, huge choruses and, like, tons of groove, and they're just high energy pumpers, and you're just like, yo, I'm about it. It's just fun. I mean, yeah, it's always a 20-year cycle, but it really depends on how good the music was that the cycle is gonna turn on to. And the 2000s, yo, I think that is the best music ever made by so many bands, and I think will be ever made. It just had this crazy youthful energy, and it also had the craziest aggression that I think is going to be hard to replicate. It's cool that the next generation is like pushing it harder than I think even maybe my generation, like the 90s kids, I think pushed it and helped, but I think the 2000s kids are going crazy with this stuff, and that's awesome because it could have gone the other way and that would have sucked for metal. So the only thing I'd say is keep doing it and just support bands you fucking like, and just keep making sure bangers get heard, and that's it.